Meaning, Reverend Sir, may I ask this question, that in what way Buddhism contribute to the welfare of humanity?
Thank you. I think we will be benefited in three ways through Buddhism. As long as we live here in this world, the Buddha has given all the necessary instructions and guidance and advices to lead a very peaceful, happy, prosperous, contented life. At the same time, Buddhism also teaches us how to live in this world by fulfilling all our duties and responsibilities and obligations towards our family members, our relatives, our friends, and the country, and the nation, and the government, by leading a respectable, harmless, noble life. On the other hand, when there are certain problems and troubles, how to face them, how to overcome them, how to avoid, through understanding, by realizing the teachings of the Buddha. Not only that, one day, when we are going to depart from this world, Buddhism also advises how to get ready for that. Without fear, without worries, without confusion, how to depart, or say how to say goodbye, as long as we live. After that, Buddhism also teaches this is not the first and the last life. The continuity of the existence again take place, whether we believe or not, whether we can understand or not, existence take place. Therefore, Buddhism teaches how to prepare for the next existence. If we are going to exist in this samsara, wheel of existence, then he has taught, saying like this, Punyani paralokasming patittha honti panina. After our death, only our meritorious deeds, what we have done during this lifetime, will support and assist and provide all the requisite necessities for us. Therefore, Buddhism teaches how to prepare for this life, not to suffer, to lead again a happy, peaceful, prosperous, contented life. Human beings are the only living beings who can do that. Other living beings do not know how to prepare for the next system. In that respect, we are very fortunate. Especially Buddhism teaches us how to do that. Not only that, Buddhism does not encourage us to suffer life after life, going round and round and round in this samsara, wheel of existence, facing birth and old age and sicknesses and troubles and death and problems and trouble. Why not we try to see the end of all our physical and mental suffering? Then Buddhism teaches how to get rid of all our physical and mental suffering by eradicating all our evil thoughts, words and action. Finally, when complete purification has taken place in our mind, final salvation. Final salvation means every religion uses the word salvation. That means there is no controversy that everybody, irrespective of the religion, suffer. So salvation means freedom from suffering. Liberation, salvation, freedom from physical and mental suffering. That we use the word nirvana, complete freedom from our physical and mental suffering. That is why I told you at the beginning, in 3 ways we will be benefited. To lead a respectable, normal, happy, peaceful, prosperous life. Hereafter not to suffer again. Buddhism teaches us how to do that. And also to see the end of all our worldly and physical and mental sufferings. Thank you. Anything else, Reverend Gururatna?
Gururatna, would you add?
I think I really appreciate Venerable's response. All I can do occasionally is adding footnotes to what he says. Buddhism, in the social dimension, we see Buddhism teaches us to discipline ourselves. We have to discipline intellectually, spiritually, and morally. We have to discipline. We are enjoying maximum freedom, freedom with responsibility. Freedom with responsibility can not be abused if we learn to discipline ourselves. People who have great education, great wealth, great good health, social status can suffer enormously for not having sufficient discipline. Discipline to use their wealth, discipline to use their health, discipline to use their friends, discipline to use their responsibility and freedom. And this discipline is the wonderful gift of Buddhism. Moral discipline comes what is called through sila. Spiritual discipline comes through 2 stages. One is called concentration, the other is called insight. When we have these 3 stages of discipline, we sometimes call it sila, samadhi, panya, which is a unique contribution of the Buddha's teaching for our own well-being, peace, happiness, solace and comfort.